Tua Tagovailoa found himself in a pretty tricky situation Monday night. The Miami Dolphins pulled off a win against the Los Angeles Rams, but the game wasn't exactly smooth sailing for Tua. He had a rocky start, to put it lightly. There were moments where you could see him struggle to get in sync, to find his rhythm, especially in that first half. Yet, somehow, despite everything that went wrong early on, he turned things around just enough to help Miami secure that victory. Watching the game, you could sense how different the offense feels with Tua back on the field. There's a different energy. It's not just about skill, it's his presence, his leadership that seems to shake things up in the best way. But as much as we can celebrate Tua's return, it's hard to ignore that there's still a long way to go for this offense to reach its true potential. Now, it's clear that for the Dolphins to really hit that next level, there are things Tua needs to work on, starting with protecting the ball. Since he's been back, we've seen some issues with turnovers, and Monday night was no exception. That interception he threw? Sure, interceptions happen in football, nobody's perfect. But this one stung. It wasn't just any pick, it was the kind of throw you wish he could take back. He let it fly right into traffic without setting his feet, and it was just asking for trouble. Then there was the fumble, one that could have been avoided entirely. The Rams' rookie edge rusher, Jared Verse, was closing in fast, and instead of just taking the sack, Tua ended up losing the ball. This wasn't just a sack, it was a strip sack that led to a recovery for the Rams, giving them prime field position. Plays like this make you wonder about the need for Tua to make better split-second decisions, especially when it comes to avoiding unnecessary turnovers. Remember, this isn't the first time we've seen some shaky handling from him. There were those mishandled snaps against the Arizona Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills a few weeks back. It's become a bit of a pattern, one that needs to get under control if Miami is going to keep climbing. But let's be real here, that's the tough side of things. Tua had moments that showed his resilience, his ability to learn and move on. After throwing that interception, he did something that made every Dolphins fan cringe for a second. He tried to tackle the Rams linebacker Christian Rozeboom during the return, and it ended with him getting kicked right in the head. There he was, trying to play hero, diving low, just to get in Rozeboom's path, and boom. The linebacker's shin caught Tua straight in the head. Thankfully, he walked away without any serious injury, even managed to laugh it off later. Tua even joked about his attempt, saying, "No, I didn't feel any of that." That was pretty bad tackling for him, though. That was pretty terrible. He went on to mention that he actually asked Rozeboom why he couldn't just run out of bounds or cut back, to which Rozeboom apparently replied that he had no other choice. As much as we love seeing that level of dedication, it's time for Tua to remember that he's not out there to make tackles. He's there to lead the offense, to make plays, not put himself in unnecessary danger trying to stop a defender after a turnover. If there's one thing Dolphins fans want to see, it's Tua healthy and on the field, not risking his season with risky tackles. And while we're on the subject of taking risks, Tyreek Hill, man, this guy knows how to bring excitement to a game, but there are times when you just have to shake your head. Here's the deal, Hill scored a touchdown, and how does he celebrate? By pulling a wrestling move with none other than Odell Beckham Jr. It was fun to watch, sure, but come on, Hill's nursing a wrist injury, one he admitted to ESPN had a torn ligament involved. This is the same wrist that had him listed as questionable for the game against the Rams. Not to mention, just a few games back, he was dealing with a foot injury. Watching him throw caution to the wind with that celebration, you can't help but wonder if he's pushing his luck. Hill even joked afterward with NFL Network's Taylor Bisciotti, saying, "It felt good, until Odell slammed my back out, man, you know? That kind of hurt me, so I'll probably miss Wednesday practice with that one." Now, with Hill, you never know if he's being serious or just having a bit of fun. He's the kind of player who loves to keep things lighthearted, so it wouldn't be shocking if he does end up skipping practice, but probably for the wrist or just a rest day. The point is, though, does he really need to put himself in harm's way for a touchdown celebration? It's the kind of thing that makes fans nervous, especially knowing how crucial he is to the Dolphins' success. When it comes down to it, This game was a mix of highs and lows. Tua showed resilience, working through his struggles and still managing to put together some key plays that helped secure the win. But there's no hiding the fact that he needs to clean up the way he handles the ball and think twice before putting himself in harm's way. The Dolphins need him on the field, not on the sideline. And the same goes for Tyreek Hill. It's all about smart plays and celebrating responsibly. This is a team with potential, with so much firepower and talent. If they can just find that balance between playing with heart and playing smart, there's no telling how far they can go. But these are lessons that don't just sink in overnight. They come with time, with experience.